If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture in Power System Gate series. So today again we will be solving 5 questions starting from question number 131 to up to question number 135. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. Okay, in question number 131, a 50 MVA 100 kV 50 Hz star connected unloaded 3-phase alternator has a synchronous reactance of 1 per unit and subtransient reactance of 0.2. A 3-phase short circuit occurs close to the generator terminal. The ratio of the initial to final values of the sinusoidal components of the short circuit current is. What will be initial current? For initial current we will take the subtransient period and then we will take the subtransient, transient, and then final the synchronous reactance 1 x dash x double dash. So initial it will be there and the final will be 1 per unit. So you can find the fault currents in both this case using that formula. IF is equal to, because it is at the generator terminal and it is at no loaded, so it is something of this fashion. So because it is no loaded, so whatever voltage it is, same voltage will come here, that is 1 angle 0. Now you short it, 3-phase short. So initially it will come, initial will be 0.2, that is 1 IF is equal to 1 divided by this x double dash I will take, and finally I will take x only. So final current will be equal to 1. So the ratio between initial and final they are asking. So that is initial is 5, final is 1, that is 5:1 or 5 by 1. In the fill in the blanks you will write it 5 only. 5:1 means 5 divided by 1, so answer will be 5. So this is your answer. You have to see which one is first in ratio. Initial is first initial then final. So initial is to final or initial divided by final. Next, if you come to 132, two identical unloaded generators are connected in parallel as shown in the figure. Both the generators having positive negative zero sequence impedance this. The pre-fault voltage is this 1 per unit. For a line to ground fault of the terminals of the generator, suppose here is a line to ground fault, then the fault current in per unit. Now if you draw the positive sequence, negative sequence and zero sequence components of it one, you can easily see that positive sequence, okay, both are parallel, negative also both are parallel, but zero sequence you can see it will be connected to ground and it will not be connected to ground, because for LG, wherever your fault is there, what is your LG? Suppose there is a fault, so LG for positive sequence it will be drawing will be something like this one, and in between them there is a fault and there is another one. So this is your positive sequence. So if you do this one and your fault is here, so you look from this side and what will be Thevenin's equivalent for positive, it will be 1 volt. Open circuit voltage, pre-fault voltage is 1 volt and it is parallel of positive 0.4 and 0.4. So your ultimate positive circuit network will look like this one. The Thevenin's equivalent if you look from this fault side. So it will be 1 at an angle of 0 and then pre-fault voltage is 1 and then it is J.2. So this is positive. Similarly for negative also, there will be no this component, no generators will come, only these two. So only this will come, J2.2. But for zero sequence, what will be the network? For here zero sequence, one is star, so one will be something of this fashion, it will not be grounded, and another one is this one, so it will be grounded. So your fault is also with ground. So if you look from this side, you will not find this one is coming into the picture, only this one will come into the picture. So for zero sequence, only this one will come, so it is J.15, and others will get half because others they both are coming, for because this is star connected, so it will not be grounded. So now if you connect this one, for LG all are connected in series, now you can easily find. So therefore your fault current IF will be equal to 3 times of this series combination, that is 0.2, 0.4. So I think it is not 0.4, it is 0.3. The negative is different here. 0.3, half of 0.3 will be equal to, this is 0.3, half of this one 0.1. So 2, 0.3, and then 0.5. So it is 0.5. So it will be 6 per unit. That is your answer. Now in 133, a single line diagram of a balanced power system network is shown. The voltage magnitude of the generator is 1 per unit. The per unit reactance of different component system are shown in that the initial bus voltage is 1 per unit. The infinite bus voltage, this is at 1 per unit. The 3-phase fault occurs at the middle of the line to here, somewhere here. The ratio of the maximum real power that can be transferred during the pre-fault condition to the maximum power that can be transferred under the faulted condition. You have done this one for what is this? Equal area criteria, this type of drawing I think you have done. So questions from that only. So if you draw this network, it will look like generator, then this is generator internal bus, so this will be generator reactance directly 0.2, and this is inside generator, that is E. Then you have two lines. One line is this one. I am adding transformer and this line both, and here also. Then you have infinite bus. This is at 1 per unit. Generator internal bus is this one. That is also 1 per unit. Okay. So this is also 1. This is also 1. At this angle we don't know. Not required. So what is the maximum power that you can transfer in between these two bus? So that is P max is equal to V1 into V1 magnitude, V2 magnitude divided by sin 90 we have considered because maximum power, and this reactance. This reactance how much it is? 0.1 and then 0.5, 0.6, and then this is also 0.6. So 0.6, 0.6, 0.3, then with 0.2 it will be 0.5. So this is the P max that you can do in initial condition, pre-fault. Now what will be happen if we go for during fault? During fault there will be a fault somewhere here. So now your situation will look like, I am not drawing the generator, I am drawing only these two buses. This is one bus, and then you have 0.6, okay, and now you have here one section and here another section, and this is also 1 per unit. So I am concerned about these two bus only. So it is 0.2, 0.6. Now what will be this portion? Transformer is there. 0.5 is divided into 2. So 0.25 this side, 0.25 that side. So 0.25 plus 0.1. So it is 0.35. And this side is 0.25 because it is at the middle of the line 2. Somewhere here. So here it is now grounded. Okay. So now if you look from here to here, what is your reactance? You have to find a reactance which is from directly from connected between here and here. But it is not connected here. So what you can do, this point is grounded. So you can now think of this one, you see, this one and this one. So this is a something of delta. So you convert this delta into equivalent star. So if I convert it into equivalent star, the star will look like this. This, or instead of these three branches, these two will come. So let me calculate these two. I am converting this inside delta into star. So this will look like one branch, and there is a common point here. One branch is this one, and one branch is this one, and then this is the star that will look like if I convert it into. This is this one, you can see, this is this one, you can see, and this is the third one. If I convert this delta into star, so if you, I think you can convert it. I am showing one. So if you convert this one, it is how to convert 0.6 into 0.35 divided by sum of all three, 0.6, 0.35, and then 0.25. So if you convert it this portion, you will get it 0.175. This you will get 0.125, and this you will get 0.0729. So I need a branch from here to here. Again it is not coming. So if I add these two, finally it will look like this, and then this, and in between them this. So it is coming 0.375, 0.125, and then 0.0729. Because you need a branch between this and this, so again you convert it into delta. So one branch will be like this, one branch will be like this, one branch will be like this. So it will be something of this fashion, grounded. That is these two, both are grounded, and then finally you will have this one. So I am concerned about only this one. These are not required because I want to take the reactance between these two buses, not this susceptance. This you can think of these capacitors as connection, capacitors connected of that pattern or pi model, whatever. You need only reactance between these and these. There should not be anything in between these reactance. Just a simple reactance to connected between these and these, so that there is a path. If the power flows, it will flow through this reactance. That's all. So if you convert it now from delta to star, I think you can convert it 0.375 star delta conversion, 0.125 plus 0.375 into 0.125 divided by this 0.0729. So if you do this one, it will be around 0.143. 1.143. These two I am not concerned about, so I am not calculating this one. So now power max will be equal to 1 into 1 divided by this 1.143, which is equal to 0.87489. Now they are asking about ratio between these and this. What is your initial? Initial was 2 pre-fault. This is during fault. So the ratio between maximum real power that can be pre-fault. So this is to this. That is the ratio they are asking. Again, if you want to answer it, so the ratio means divide 0.87489. So if you divide this one, it will come in 2.286. That is your answer. Now if you come to question number 134, positive, negative and zero sequence components of your star connected generators are given. The generator is open circuited, terminal voltage 1. The minimum value of inductive reactance in per unit required to connect it between neutral and ground so that the fault current doesn't exceed 3.75 to a single line to ground fault. This one we have already solved. So for a single line to again same type of drawing, this one. So your pre-fault voltage will become, because it is open loaded, so 1. So your IF is 3 into that 1 divided by voltage of 1 divided by these all negative, positive and zero sequence component, that is 0.2 plus 0.2 plus 0.1, and that neutral you don't know, this one. So this should be less than your point, fault current should be less than 3.75. So if you solve it, you will get 3 by 3.75 is less than equal to, if I bring it that side, that is 0.5 plus 3 Zn, which will give you 0.1 is less than equal to Zn, or Zn is greater than equal to 0.1. So what is the minimum value of Zn? 0.1. You can have Zn more than 0.1, but the minimum it should have this. If you go on keep on increasing Zn, so it will keep on decreasing, but the minimum is this much to keep it as this much level. You can reduce it further, but that is not required. Positive, negative and zero sequence impedance of a 3-phase generator are these and these. For a line to line fault, impedance of ZF, so line to line there is a fault impedance. Total current is IF1 equal to K into IF, where IF is the fault current with zero fault impedance. This is with zero fault impedance, this is with ZF. The relation between ZF and K is, so what is the value of K actually? So you put this value IF1 and IF, then you will. So what is your fault current here? Fault current comes here, actually I am considering fault line to line between B and C. So fault current actually IB, which is IB1 plus IB2 plus IB0, because line to line fault no zero sequence components will come, so it is I. And in the sequence diagram, the diagram is with respect to A phase. So if you calculate from A phase, it will be alpha into IA1 plus alpha square into, this is alpha square into IA1 and alpha into IA2. We add this one, it is actually minus root 3 IA1I. So once you calculate this one from your, how you will put it, IA2 equal to, because IA is 0, so IA1 plus IA2 plus IA0 equal to 0. So from here actually IA is equal to IA1 plus IA2 plus IA0. So this one is already 0 here. So and IA is 0, fault is between B and C. So IA2 is nothing but minus 7. So there will be minus alpha IA1. So if you take IA1 common, alpha square minus alpha, so it will give this. So you need to find this. So what is your IA1 in the first case? 1 by Z1 plus Z2. And if there is a fault, so this is your IF actually, IA1. So corresponding IF, that is IF is without impedance. So I am not considering impedance. So your IF will be equal to root 3 minus root 3I divided by Z1 plus Z. Now what is your second case IA1? That is with fault, it will be 1 plus Z1 plus Z2 plus ZF. And here then IF1 is equal to minus root 3I divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus ZF. So this is equal to K into this. So that's what you put it there, you will get it. Minus root 3I Z1 Z2 ZF is equal to K into minus root 3I Z1 Z2. So these all get cancelled. Finally, if you simplify it, what you will get, you will take ZF common. I think you can do it. ZF, you keep just ZF one side, take product, keep ZF one side, send another, all other things other side, and finally if you gap, you will get your ZF equal to Z1 plus Z2 into 1 minus K by K. It is your option A. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.